Hello everyone, Interested everyone here. How are you feeling today? Today I have another deck profile from my friend MarkZ, which came back from his studies finally. So we have for us a krawler deck profile. So I kind of make him just forced him to give you this deck profile. So let's get started with this, shall we? Anyway, you brought us krawlers, and that is basically different from traditional krawlers. How so?
Because my krawler is a really control-based krawler. It's not really a swarm deck. It's not really competitive, but really fun and annoying deck.
Yeah, I know. You like control and you like flips. Like recently, you like them a lot. So that's
not recently. I always
like. So it's kind of combining two of the things that you like. Even though Subterra's you like more, but you kind of told me that this is a secret build for yourself. So we're not going to do all of that. So to start with the deck, start with the main deck, of course.
Of course. We have the Searcher. Before we get started.
Every single one of them have the same secondary effect, and they're all by flipping, they're triggering their effect, right?
Yes. The second effect is that if they are removed from the field by an opponent card effect,
which is kind of annoying that it's not battle, but okay.
Yes. So you get to special summon 2 krawler monsters from your deck in face down defense position, which triggers their effect.
With different name, except the one that was destroyed.
Yeah, but you know,
doesn't really matter. So triple of this guy because he's
Stratos, basically. He's a searcher for any krawler monster.
Okay.
Now the most important monster in the deck is not the Stratos, it's actually Glial, which is the special summon of the deck.
Okay.
When he's flipped face up, you can special summon 1 krawler monster from your hand or graveyard in face up or face down defense position.
Oh, that's pretty useful.
Yes, and you can also summon the link monsters.
Huh. So it's kind of a monster reborn for krawlers. That's
yes,
nice.
It's not have to be a defense position.
That's actually pretty cool.
Face down defense position or face up attack position.
And then the free off.
Dendrit is
the foolish barrel for everything, right?
Yeah. Pretty much.
Doesn't really matter, but mostly you're going to Foolish Burial Krawler monsters anyway.
Yes, you want Krawler monster in your graveyard because if you have the Link monster on the field and is destroyed, you can summon 2 from your graveyard, or you can just trigger the Glial effect.
Mm-hmm.
Now, another important monster is Spine, because it's really annoying to deal with.
So
is Man-Eater Bug.
So it's pretty much,
He's a Man-Eater Bug.
Destroy a monster. Pretty simple.
This is the same. It's Axon, but it's destroying face up. No, not face up. It's destroying
spell traps generally.
I ran only 2 because I don't like back row removal.
Like he's one of those guys that like mostly build on control and less running like MST and removal in general. Like he's kind of that build. So if you're thinking like you want to run free accents, go right ahead. We're just showing you what he liked to build and what we kind of like want to show you that he liked to do. You can do whatever you want. If you're feeling like you need 3 back row removal, go right ahead.
I play True Renvir because
he's a recycler, right?
He's a recycler from the graveyard to the hand. It's most of the people play 3 or 1. I'm playing just in the middle. 3 is too cloggy. It doesn't do anything in the early game, and in the late game is doing so much. So you want to see him. So you want to
play 2. Okay. One thing before we go to the spells, because this is the lineup of monsters, one of the things that a lot of people I see that don't know about those cards is like, as you see, both of them, like Spine is the one first in the serial number, so he has 300 attack and 200, 2100 defense. I don't know why I said 200, but 2100. And then Axion is the one after him in the serial number here, and he have 200 more attack and 300 more defense. And that goes for all of the krawler monsters, so that's kind of actually a really, really nice touch. And the strongest one that they have, of course, is Dino Dry or whatever his name is. Dendrit.
You know, they're all based on a new one of the
Yeah, I know they're new, but I kind of like to butcher names because I don't know how to read sometimes the English names because there's.
I know
very,
just
very
because
annoying.
I.
Yeah, because
I
you're playing them.
No,
Like,
not because I'm playing them. Because I studied in
how
the
to say
university.
them. Yeah.
So that's,
I mean, I'm also studying at university, but it doesn't really matter. But we're getting off topic. Let's move to the spells. We can speak like this and speak like for ages, trust me. But anyway, speaks to the spells. So
before we go to the spells, most people would like to play World Legacy World Armor.
yeah,
the name?
the one that
the giant hand.
Giant hand. Yeah. I'm a giant hand.
I don't like it because he's really cloggy in the hand because
Independent.
most of the time you don't have a crawler to flip summon. They are flipped by battle, they are flipped before that, they flip by effect, they do not flip by flip summoning. You don't see that much and you really don't want to normal summon.
And pretty much his normal zone, yeah, his normal zoning effect, the good summoning effect, is only restricted for normal summon. And the second effect is only when you flip face up, which is almost never happens. Unless your opponent attacking you, but kind of a weird, stupid hand trap. Anyway, moving to the spells.
The best and such annoying card is the
Is
field
free
spell.
copies of World Legacy in Shadow. Wow, this card is really, really annoying. And it's a really, really cool card. And I think it's out of stock, like a lot. Like out of stock all the time in Troll Toad. I don't know why, but yeah.
Actually, all of his effects are really good. All the crawler monster gets 300 attack and defense.
So
and it's,
your biggest one become 1400 and your weaker one with the highest
no,
defense.
not 14.
1400, yeah.
24.
No, he becomes 1400, like I'm talking main deck. No, 1600. He becomes 1600 and the one in defense become 24. Yeah, so that's really big plus.
Because you want to save them in the battle.
Well, of
And
course.
the most important effect, when a crawler monster, main deck crawler monster is destroyed by battle, the monster that destroyed it goes will send to the graveyard.
And you also have
it's
a
not
special...
destroying, and it's only send.
And you also have a special summoning effect, right?
Yes.
It's a hard once per turn?
No, it's not hard once per turn. It's just once per turn.
Okay, so that's really, really useful. And because of that, you're also running how many terraformings to search it?
2.
Why not 3? You don't want to like speed it up to your hand as soon as possible?
No, because most of the time you will see him, and you in
Don't
the late
want to
games,
see him like in multiples unlike
yes,
other decks.
You prefer to see monster. You prefer to see traps,
It's not like
which I run a lot.
It's not like FA, spirals, and like decks that really want to see their field spell as soon as possible.
They want to see them in the first, second turn, but
Not really depending on that.
yes.
And then the card that you're proxying, because we're not going to buy Ancient Millennium, because we're not wasting our money on stupid duelist packs. Not really, but I just don't like duelist packs, so...
Is
Warbait, it's pretty much obvious. It's a card that finally got reprinted after being like $40 to $50, I'm saying at the very least. I'm pretty sure I'm wrong, it'll be even more, but whatever. And this card pretty much summoning you 2 tokens, right?
2 tokens. You cannot normals or special summon
Level 3 or 4s, right?
level 3 or 4 in the same turn, but you want always.
You only want the tokens, it doesn't really matter for you.
Yes.
You're getting a free link monster, except from a Coileart, you're getting the 2 others.
Yes.
So that's pretty cool.
You don't want to play 3 because it's too much.
Okay.
And 1 you don't see. So. And also, once I played them in the same turn, and it's really good.
It's really, really
Because I had
annoying.
the Quilliok and the 2 other links.
And the 2 other links are actually pretty good. When they're not even there if they're co-linked, so that's really, really nice.
People will hate me. I really like Pot of Desires.
No, they're not going to hate you. Pot of Desires is actually, in my opinion, is very, very good card. Like I'm always saying, Pot of Desires is up to personal preference and depending on the deck. It's a good card, and people were saying that this card is horrible. I not agreeing with you because like sometimes I'm just going to explain it really, really quickly. It's not. It is a neg 9, but it's also a +1. It's both the things. It have a restrictions and not restriction. Now, depending on the deck you're playing, if you're playing decks like crawlers, which does not have a lot of consistency in their hand and want to see their combo pieces, and the most important things to them is the card in their hand and graveyard and on the field, except from the deck. You do want to run Pot of Desires, but if you're playing like a deck like Blue Eyes or decks that want to have the materials specifically for the deck in late game, and if you're using Part of Desire, you're kind of making them horrible during late game. Part of Desires will be bad for them, or like not really good in
And also you run 3 of pretty much.
Yeah, I know. Part of Desires is a good card. I think it's a good card. It's very, very underappreciated. I think like a lot of people running it, either people running it way too much or not at all. So I think it's supposed to be a card in the middle, but that's my personal opinion. You always see me running him when I think you need it. Other than that, it's a good card and you don't really need it.
The most obvious thing, Monster
Reborn, yeah, I know. It just kind of...
The moment that Monster Reborn was
out of the ban list,
I just ripped my cards and I searched for them.
Anyway, Monster Reborn is the last spell, right? And we'll now move on to the traps, which is the most fun part for you because you like controls.
Yes, I play 3 World Legacy Pond. It's the flip up and the flip down.
And it's the best card for crawlers, in my opinion.
I play 3 only because I don't play World Legacy Armor. Because I don't
want to see it as soon as possible.
I don't have a way to search him, but if I had a way to search it, I wouldn't play 3 because it's a hard once per turn. It's not really useful if you have 2 or more.
It's really nice. You want to see it because you don't play the World anymore.
I play 3 Bottomless Trap.
Because it's off the ban list and you can stop your opponent, just banish cards they have. I mean, I think Torrential will be better in other decks. In this deck specifically, you don't want to destroy the monsters.
I like Torrential, but in this deck...
It's not a floater deck, and you're not getting their effect by your destruction.
Yes, so you're hurting yourself more than you're hurting your opponent. Because until you get those monsters on the field, you don't want to destroy them.
So, like in decks that... I would say even what are called rockets. If you're playing the new rockets, you want to run free Torrential Tribute because it's a really good for floaters, or even Goki. But decks like this, I don't think you want to run this. I'm not sure about Goki though.
I'm playing 3 Stone Mirror Force.
Which is pretty obvious. Another destruction card.
You can play also the regular Mirror Force. I like him.
I think it's better during this format. Like it's depending on the matchup. If you,
I think that the regular Mirror Force is way better in this format because of pendulums.
Not only that, but because Link monsters, there are not a whole lot of Link monsters that kind of protect themselves from destruction until we get the new Nightmare archetype, right? The one that's supposed to be Troymares.
Yes, but they're not only when they call in.
Yeah, but, you know, like I said, there is not a lot of protection for Link monster from destruction by card effects. Yeah, it's a good thing. And Storming Mirror Force and even Quaking Mirror Force and like even Drowning Mirror Force is depending on the matches. I would say like in this deck particularly it's either Storming or Original Mirror Force, or really in like decks that really don't depend on extra deck and don't depend on like Link monsters, Quaking can also be a nice option. Depending on the situation, of course.
Yes. If the new Mirror Force card, if people don't know...
The new one that came up today, which for us
the continuous trap card,
the one that continues trap for us, it came today.
Search Mirror Force, the regular Mirror Force, I would probably...
Just run the original Mirror Force.
I will run the original Mirror Force, and also I will remove the bottomless and play 3 of that trap.
And for us, it's coming up today, just so that you guys understand. And for you, probably it's going to come a week or 2. It doesn't really matter. We're filming it in the same day that it came. So
yes.
Yeah. And then 2 of the
most ridiculous things that people probably will say, but I want Wabaku. I really like this trap.
Put it right there.
All right.
Okay. Wabaku.
Your monsters are weak. Even though your field spell card remove the monsters that destroyed your monsters, you don't have something to do.
You want to protect yourself from damage. That's the point.
No, not damage. I don't care about the damage.
What this card does?
It prevents your monster from being destroyed by battle, and also you take no battle damage.
It does?
Yes.
Oh, the new one probably, because the old one doesn't say that. Or does it? Any damage? Huh.
And this is the new one, you see?
So, you say that it got an errata.
No, it's not an errata because it just wasn't clear. And any damage is any damage to your monster.
Oh, also. So it's way too much of an old one. It's a good thing that I got the new one. That's nice, actually.
And the last trap is
Triple
Call of the Hunted.
because you want revival.
You want
Pretty
revival.
simple.
I don't play back to the front because I want also to summon the link monsters back.
Which are pretty important.
Yes, even though you can summon the link monster, it gets destroyed, and then you get another 2 monsters from your graveyard. It's pretty good.
Pretty nice. I mean, it's only get destroyed by card effect. You're getting the 2 monsters.
No,
the link monsters got like any destruction.
Not
Yeah.
destruction, any remove.
Any remove. Okay.
Yes. Even though if you return to the extra deck or banished, you can summon.
Okay, that's really cool. Now we'll go to the extra deck.
Yes.
So 3 of each of the link monsters because you like to run only links in this deck, and you could explain this to us, but you
Yes.
don't have to.
You can play rank 2. I don't really like it. There are not much of a good rank 2, I think.
Like for this deck specifically, they're not like horrible rank 2s. It's like for Paleos, they're really good rank 2s because you have a lot of good pool for them. But for this, you don't have a lot of good rank 2s. I mean, you can also play Instant Fusion, but to bring out Raijin, but I don't see the point.
This is your boss monsters.
So what this guy does?
He has 4 different effects.
So the first one just simplifies this for us.
The first effect, if you control two or more Crawler monsters,
They're getting 300 attack and defense, right?
yes.
That's
Not just the Crawler, all monster you control. You can have another link monster and they also get.
So, for example, Borlo Dragon becomes 3,300. That's nice. And then second effect is...
The second effect is... He has 3 effects. I was...
The other effect is the floating effect, doesn't really matter.
Yes. The second effect, if you have 4 or more Crawlers on your field, your opponent cannot activate cards or effect when Crawlers attacks.
And the third one is if there's 6 or more, they're attacking directly.
Yes, and actually I got this.
That's almost never happened, but when you get this, it's just kind
Because
of crazy.
you have 6 monsters that attack directly and your
It's
opponent
pretty much
cannot
an OTK.
do anything.
Anything, because it's an OTK and the other ones give you double battle damage and things weird like that, right?
Yes.
So what the other two does?
This is Crawler monsters that link
So
to
we
this
just
card.
need 2 insect monsters, which is pretty good for insect decks if you want to run it.
Crawler monsters that link to this card can be destroyed by battle.
And gain 300 attack and defense.
Yes, and also I always remember I always forget if this is the one or the other.
But tell us the 2 effects because it doesn't really matter. If you don't remember, it doesn't really matter.
Yes,
Just tell us the 2 effects.
You also they gain 300 attack and defense, and they can't be.
Can be what? Can be
The damage is doubled.
and
if
then
the-
this one is if this guy destroys leave the field because
No, this is
make
just
2 attacks. Yeah,
2
I
attacks.
I forgot about those as well. Doesn't really matter. It's a little bit a lot of text, so it
because
makes sense.
you probably actually I never used the second effect of 2 attacks,
Doesn't really matter.
but it can be really good.
And it's 2 earth, so if you have decks with earth that you want to run this, you can run it. But I don't see the point.
No.
Anyway, the next one is because we're kind of forgetting them because I mean, don't blame us because there's so much monsters now in
Yes,
the game.
and I didn't play this deck
A long time.
a long time. I didn't have the time. I
have to study, so it's understandable.
Yes. Sorry for that. The next one is pretty much obvious, I think.
Pretty obvious for every flip deck.
Yes, I played 2 Subtle Behemoth.
You keep doing that. I'm telling you to put it right here. Anyway.
Oh, shut up!
Anyway, 2 Behemoth Findus. Why you want to run 2 Behemoth Findus?
They're flip.
Obvious.
material
I
is
mean, they're
flip.
not getting air attack boost, but who does really care about?
Yes, she can special summon from his hand in face down defense position, and also you can send a
search.
Crawler monster.
Oh, you can also search. That's really nice as well.
It's surgeon and it's sent to the graveyard for the cost of the special summon.
Huh. That's really cool.
So you can get a lot of colors in your graveyard, special summon them.
It's really nice, yeah.
All other cards you can play
It's definitely up to you. You can do whatever
Yes.
you want. But the ones that he like to play the most is...
Miss Radiant, because if you get a lot of crawlers,
You can boost them by 500 each.
Yes, and probably the link monster, because if you have the Quilliauk and this card, it's a lot of attack.
It's a
and the
3,000. It can be like a 3,000, if not even more.
Yes. I play Topologic.
Because
I like Topologic.
Because nuking the field is always fun.
Yes.
And then the 2 hours can be whatever you want, but we kind of put like a toolbox.
I actually never played them.
But I said this is a good toolbox to be like a kind of like a weird kaiju or a bounce.
I recommend
and then a deco
when the Troyman cards will
come out. Unfortunately, I'm not sure how much high price they're going to be.
Yes, probably will be a lot. Play them; they are really good.
If you have the money to, and if they will not be high price, play them. Which are the 2 unicorn? I believe you said you were
I played 2 unicorn on White Joe Pro. 2
of the Phoenix and 2 of that tiger thingy or Cerberus or whatever it's called. So yeah, if you want to play those,
a mythological beast. How you can forget it?
Anyway, if we're talking about the Troymare lineup, you want to take this out, you want to take this out, and you want to take one of those out, and one of those, I believe, out, and what else?
Probably one Saptor Behemoth
Findus, and the final one, because we only have 5 out, because you said you play 2, 2, and 2, or you take 2, 2, and 1?
2, 2, and 2.
So Mrs. Radiant?
Probably.
So, yeah.
Because I like Topologic. But you can also remove Topologic.
So, those will be if you have them, next set is 2 Unicorn, 2 of the Phoenix, and 2 of the Kerberos, or whatever it's called.
Yes.
So, that pretty much does it for the deck profile. You have anything else to say to your defense, or whatever?
My defense?
I don't know.
I want a trial?
Yes. Anyway, that's pretty much it for the deck profile. Thank you so much for me.
Go lose to yourself.
Why I need to go lose to myself. We're getting off topic. Anyway, thank you so much, guys, for watching. We did a weird deck profile. We like to really argue a lot because we're really, really good friends. But anyway, thank you so much, guys, for watching. I really, really appreciate if you leave a like and a comment down below, as well as just if you have any other tags that MarkZ can use for his decks, that could be really, really nice, and any other ideas will be appreciated. So, don't forget to subscribe once again, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Remember, creativity is the key in this game, and have a good day, guys, and stay safe.